Second main question.
Late Friday, Alberta Health posted the first quarter report on opioid and substance misuse. 113 Albertans overdosed and died in the first 3 months of 2017. That's a 61% increase. Every day, someone in Alberta lost their life as a result of this crisis. You wouldn't know it, though, from the NDP quietly posting these numbers without any comment before a long weekend. No news conference, no news release, no statement even from the minister. Why is the Premier treating overdose deaths in our province as something to hide on a Friday afternoon instead of a full-blown crisis as it should be, and recognizing it with Alberta?
Thank you. The Honourable Premier.
Well, Mr. Speaker, you know, each and every member of this government is incredibly concerned and focused on dealing with the tragedies that occur every day as a result of this opioid crisis. One of the things that we've done is we've improved transparency and reporting to Albertans, and that's exactly why the information that was released on Friday was released at the request of the Chief Medical Health Officer, because it was ready to go, and that's how we do things, Mr. Speaker. But you know what, Mr. Speaker, we are also working very, very hard through a number of different measures to address this crisis. It's not an easy one, but we will not stop until we get it right.
First supplemental.
The federal health minister has called this the biggest overdose epidemic in our country's history and an unprecedented public health crisis. Premier, the NDP government, they've tasked a junior minister with the file who can only be bothered to take cheap partisan shots instead of trying to address this serious problem. Every day of inaction from this government results in more Albertans losing their lives to this crisis. It's essential. Why on earth won't the Premier do the right thing? Step up and call this what it is, an unprecedented crisis that deserves the full attention of our government.
The Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, the federal minister is absolutely right. This is an unprecedented crisis. This is an unprecedented problem with opioid deaths, Mr. Speaker, and that's why our government has put $56 million so far into prevention. That's why we are working very, very hard to get safe injection sites in more and more places in order to prevent those deaths. That's why we put more money into detox beds, Mr. Speaker, and we're going to continue to work on this, and there will be more work going forward, Mr. Speaker, because this is a very complex and difficult challenge, but we can't take our eye off the ball. And, Mr. Speaker, neither of the ministers who are dealing with it have done that, Mr. Speaker.
The opioid crisis has multiple root causes and deserves multiple solutions, just not greater access to naloxone. And the right way to coordinate a response and better share information across ministries is through calling a public health emergency. Time and time again, the Premier has rejected the call from the opposition for a public health emergency. But I'll try again. Premier, since you agree it's important, given the unprecedented magnitude of this crisis, will you do the right thing and call for a public health emergency? Yes or no?
The Honourable Premier.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I know that even the member opposite has to have taken the time to read the legislation. Calling this in our province a public health emergency would give the province the ability to take property from people, to go into their homes, and to conscript them. That is what our legislation says, Mr. Speaker. The work that's going on in other provinces, coordinating services, investing money, sharing information, working with doctors, ensuring that there's more resources for people suffering from addictions, all that work is going on in Alberta already, Mr. Speaker. It is not necessary to put in the War Measures Act.